How you doing, everybody? We are back once again with the 5 Minute Paranormal. Phil is going to kick us off on this one because this has happened to me more than it's happened to him.
So I'm going to cut right to the chase. Today's subject is what to do when your gear fails in the field.
You have failed this investigation.
So I'm gonna jump right to you, my man.
Yeah, please do.
We've seen it happen a couple times.
Too many times.
with you where you have had a critical gear failure.
Let's see. I have lost in the field Simon. That one time Simon would not calibrate. That was a problem. I dropped old iron sides and the memory card popped out.
Yep.
Then there was the camera debacle at Crescent, of all places, Crescent. And I had one camera to my name at that time. And yeah, when your gear fails, it's you kind of go numb because you worry about things like, am I going to get this opportunity again? Am I going to be able to recover anything from this lost data? What can I do to salvage this moment?
Yes.
And the advice that I give is if you can go into a location with at least one thing to record data on, whether it's audio or video, preferably both, but if you at least have an audio recorder, you have something. You have something that's going to capture data for you. When it comes to the very specific kind of gear, though, like the Flux 2, like the Eddy Plus, there really is no option other than, okay, I have to change my strategy. Yes. And what I would say is, when you go into the field, when you go to either an asylum, or if you go to a battlefield, or if you go to a historic house, you want to make sure that you have a strategy that you can turn on a dime.
Yes, absolutely. That is 100% critical. Don't be so rigid in your estimation of what the investigation is going to be.
And don't sell yourself too short. I mean, when you go in with a team, this is one of the reasons why I don't want to investigate solo. Because when I go in with a team, I know someone has my back.
Yeah.
You supplied a lot of the video for the Crescent episodes, but in a couple of the clips, it was my audio synced up and backed up with your video.
Yes, it
and
was.
That made a world of difference. And I felt like I was participating.
Yeah.
It wasn't a hard carry, as we say in the gaming circles.
Yeah.
But now you had an equipment failure as well as at
yes,
Crescent, right?
I had a new REM pod that I was very excited about. Had a temperature display on it. Was pumped, and it stopped working in the hospice building. As it turns out, I was probably not on my A game while we were there, and I actually
could have fooled me.
I put the battery in reverse, which for a REM pod,
that's
bad for business. So I fried it. But again, I had intentions for that piece of gear, and I had to change my strategy.
Well, that was something that you told me long before Crescent. There was a point where I was trying to make the stream work. I was focused on the stream.
Yes.
I was focused on making sure the stream. And I remember you took me aside and you said, "T, you got to stay in the moment." Equipment failure is something that can really rip you out of the moment, but you still had those redundancies, which is why we lean on that and we talk about it so much, about the redundancies, because those are your safety nets. And I know that after I had the failure of the camera at Crescent, I went on ahead and I got 2 cameras. That has made the world of difference. Yeah. And as far as the other ghost gear that I use, whether it's Big G, whether it's Simon, whether it's Fast Eddy, I look at each situation as just that. It is its own. It's a situational thing.
Yeah.
If I can swap out one device for another, I will. But I'm not going to be reliant on that. Right. The main thing is to stay in the investigation, stay in the moment, and that's hard to do. That is very hard to do in cases of gear failure.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing to remember is all your gear may fail, but you're still at this location, and you can still have these personal experiences. At the end of the day, you're your most important piece of gear is yourself. So it's not all is for lost if all your gear dies, which I'm not saying will ever happen, depending where you go.
Depending on where you go.
Depending
on where you go.
But always remember, you're still in the moment, having that experience.
And this is where we want to turn it over to you. We'd like to hear your experience. Have you had gear fail in the field? How have you handled it? And have you found an opportunity to repeat itself so that you could go back again with different gear and a different strategy in place? Please make sure to leave us a comment or leave us a request in the comments for your own 5 Minute Paranormal, because we would love to hear from you. And while you're there, make sure to like and subscribe and enable notifications for whenever we put up new content. Take care, stay safe,
And we'll see you in the field.